Welcome to Build Strong Habits podcast channel. Sit back, relax, take your eyes off the screen, and listen. Just listen to this audio podcast, and let's start building habits that transform our life.
Hey everyone, welcome back. We're diving deep into the power of the subconscious mind today. This book is a classic.
Yeah,
So many people have gotten so much out of it.
absolutely.
And it's all about how understanding and directing that hidden part of your mind can lead to a more successful,
Yeah.
fulfilling life.
I have a feeling this one's going to resonate, especially if you're intrigued by the mind's potential and practical techniques for personal growth.
Right, like how to actually make changes in your life. So
Yeah.
ready to unlock some serious brain power.
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Joseph Murphy really dives deep into this idea that most of us are only using a fraction of our mental capacity.
Uh,
And I think he starts by making a really clear distinction between the conscious and subconscious mind. And it's a game changer once you grasp this.
okay, let's unpack that. I'm all ears.
All right, so think of it this way. Your conscious mind is like the tip of an iceberg.
Okay.
It's what you're aware of. The thoughts you're actively thinking, the
Wow.
decisions you're making.
Right.
But beneath the surface lies this vast, powerful realm, the subconscious. It's the storehouse of your beliefs, habits, memories, and those automatic responses. It's running behind the scenes, influencing everything you do, whether you realize it or not.
So it's like having this incredible powerhouse
Right.
within us that we're not even fully aware of.
Yes. And here's the really fascinating part. Murphy argues that this subconscious mind doesn't question or analyze. It simply accepts what it's told,
Mm.
especially if it's repeated consistently. And this leads us to one of his, I think, most intriguing concepts, the law of belief.
Ooh, that sounds powerful. Tell me more about this law of belief. Does it mean that if you believe something strongly enough, it will actually become your reality?
That's the gist of it.
Wow.
Murphy suggests that whatever we deeply and truly believe, our subconscious mind takes as truth and sets about making it happen.
Mm.
It doesn't discriminate between what's real and what we imagine. It just responds to the dominant beliefs and images we feed it. And he backs this up with some pretty compelling examples.
Do tell. I'm always a sucker for a good story.
Okay, so one that really stuck with me was about a woman who was facing some serious financial hardship.
Right?
But despite her circumstances, she held this unwavering belief
Uh-huh.
that she would own a beautiful home.
Hmm.
She visualized it vividly, imagining every detail.
Wow.
The spacious rooms, the lush garden, the cozy fireplace. And what's remarkable is that within a year, she unexpectedly inherited a house
No way.
that matched her vision perfectly.
Wow. Okay, that's sending chills down my spine.
Right.
But how does this whole visualization thing actually work? I mean, it sounds almost like magic, but there has to be some science behind it, right?
There is. It's not magic, but it does tap into the incredible power of your mind. You see, the subconscious doesn't differentiate between a real experience and one that's vividly imagined. When you create a clear mental picture and engage all your senses, sight, sound, touch, even smell, your subconscious responds as if it's actually happening.
So it's not just about vaguely wishing for something. You have to really feel it, experience it in your mind, as if it's already yours.
Exactly. And that's where Murphy's steps for effective visualization come in.
Okay?
He recommends finding a quiet space, relaxing your mind and body,
Uh-huh.
and then creating a detailed image of your desired outcome.
Okay.
But the key is to really feel the emotions you would experience if it were already real. The joy, the gratitude, the sense of accomplishment.
Right.
And of course, repetition is crucial. The more you revisit this visualization, the deeper those impressions become in your subconscious.
This is mind-blowing. It's like planting seeds in the garden of your mind.
Yeah.
And then nurturing them until they blossom into reality.
Exactly.
But I'm curious, does Murphy talk about any other techniques for influencing the subconscious?
He does. And this is where things get really interesting. He introduces the concept of affirmations, positive statements, repeated with the intention of reprogramming the subconscious.
I've heard about affirmations, but I've always been a bit skeptical. How do they actually work?
Well, think of affirmations as positive messages that you're sending directly to your subconscious mind.
Okay.
But here's the catch. They have to be phrased in the present tense. Because remember, the subconscious operates in the now.
That makes sense. It's like convincing your subconscious that the desired state is already a reality.
Precisely. Murphy gives a great example to illustrate this. Let's say someone wants to overcome shyness.
Okay.
Saying, I will be confident and outgoing, isn't as effective as affirming, I am confident and at ease in social situations.
Why?
Because the subconscious takes you at your word. It's designed to act on what it believes to be true at this very moment.
This is making me rethink how I use affirmations. So it's giving your subconscious a direct command.
Yes.
Not just a vague hope or wish.
You got it. And this is where the power of faith comes in.
Oh.
Not necessarily religious faith,
Right.
but an absolute belief in the outcome you desire. When you have unshakable faith, it eliminates doubt, giving your subconscious clear instructions and a powerful drive to act.
Okay, I'm starting to see how all these pieces fit together. Visualization, affirmations, faith, it's like learning to speak the language of our own inner power.
Yeah.
But I'm curious, are there any other surprises lurking in the depths of the power of the subconscious mind?
Oh, there are plenty more surprises.
What else did Murphy uncover?
It's remarkable, isn't it? We often go through life on autopilot, unaware of this incredible force, shaping our experiences from below the surface.
It's like we've discovered this hidden control panel for our minds, but now I'm itching to know, how do we actually use this power? How do we reprogram our subconscious to create real, tangible changes?
That's where Murphy gets really practical. He provides a whole toolbox of techniques.
Yeah.
And we've already started exploring some of the heavy hitters, right? Visualization, affirmations, cultivating faith. But there are other fascinating methods that he dives into.
Okay.
Like the power of repeated suggestion.
Repeated suggestion. Okay, break that down for me.
All right, so think about how we learn anything new. We practice. We repeat. We reinforce the skill or knowledge until it becomes almost automatic. Murphy suggests applying that same principle to our thoughts and beliefs.
Okay.
If you consistently expose your subconscious to a specific idea, eventually it starts to take root.
So if I'm struggling with procrastination, I can repeatedly tell myself, I am focused and productive. I get things done.
You're essentially flooding your subconscious with the desired thought pattern, gradually replacing that old, unhelpful script with a new, empowering one. And this ties into another technique he calls auto-suggestion.
Auto-suggestion. That sounds intriguing. Is it like self-hypnosis?
Similar, in that you're consciously and intentionally planting suggestions into your own mind. But Murphy emphasizes doing this in a relaxed state, almost like you're drifting off to sleep. Remember how we talked about the subconscious being more receptive when the conscious mind is quiet?
Yeah, that makes sense. It's like sneaking in the back door while everyone's asleep.
Exactly. You use that heightened suggestibility to gently guide your subconscious towards a specific outcome, whether it's overcoming a fear, boosting your confidence, or attracting more abundance.
Okay, I'm feeling a surge of optimism here. It's empowering to realize we're not just puppets of our subconscious programming. We can actively rewrite the script.
Absolutely.
But let's be realistic. Those negative thoughts can be pretty stubborn, right? Like unwanted house guests that keep showing up. How do we deal with that?
Murphy has a great strategy for that.
Okay.
He calls it substitution, essentially. Whenever a negative thought pops up, you consciously replace it with a positive one. It's like a mental game of whack-a-mole. You have to be vigilant. But the more you practice, the better you get at swatting those negative thoughts down and replacing them with empowering ones.
I like that analogy. It's almost like rewiring our brains for happiness and success. But there's another piece of the puzzle we haven't talked about much. Gratitude. I know it's a popular concept these days, but how does it specifically relate to the subconscious mind?
Murphy was way ahead of his time. In recognizing the power of gratitude, he saw it as more than just a feel-good emotion. Cultivating gratitude sends powerful signals to your subconscious when you focus on what you appreciate. It shifts your entire energy towards abundance and positivity. It's like attracting a magnet to good things.
So it's not just about feeling grateful in the moment. It's about actually reprogramming our subconscious to attract more good stuff into our lives.
Gratitude is like saying to the universe, hey, I'm noticing the good things, and I'm open to receiving even more.
Right.
Now, this next technique. But Murphy also talks about the power of prayer or spiritual contemplation.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. Some people might not be, particularly religious or spiritual.
Right, and it's important to understand that Murphy's approach to prayer is very inclusive. It's not about dogma or specific rituals. He sees it as a way to align your conscious desires with the power of the subconscious and the greater universe. Whether you call it prayer, meditation, or focused intention, it's about recognizing that we're not alone in this journey.
There's something really comforting about that, like tapping into a source of wisdom and support beyond ourselves.
It's about recognizing our connection to something bigger.
Right.
And, this might surprise you, but Murphy also delves into the fascinating connection between the subconscious and our relationships.
Oh, interesting. I've never thought about it that way.
Right.
So how does our subconscious mind influence who we attract and the relationships we build?
It all comes down to our beliefs. Murphy suggests that our subconscious beliefs about ourselves and others act as filters, shaping the people we attract and the dynamics we create.
So if you have a subconscious belief that you're not worthy of love, or that all men are jerks, you're more likely to attract experiences that confirm those beliefs.
Exactly. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Wow.
To attract healthy, fulfilling relationships. We need to cultivate a deep-seated belief in our own worthiness and lovability.
And a belief that good people are out there.
Absolutely. It's about holding a mental picture of the kind of relationship you want, trusting that your subconscious will guide you towards those connections, and then being open to recognizing them when they appear.
I love that. So it's not about wishing for a soulmate to magically appear.
Right.
It's about doing the inner work to become the kind of person who attracts a soulmate. But I'm sure some people are thinking, okay, this all sounds great in theory, but does it really work? Are there real-life examples of people using these techniques
Absolutely.
to transform their lives?
Murphy's book is filled with inspiring stories.
Yeah.
One that really stood out to me was about a man who had crippling stage fright. He dreamed of being a public speaker, but his fear was paralyzing. Using the techniques we've been discussing, he started visualizing himself speaking confidently and eloquently to large audiences. He used affirmations to reprogram his beliefs about public speaking. And guess what?
What?
Within a few months, he was delivering presentations with ease and confidence.
That's incredible. It shows that even deeply ingrained fears and limitations can be overcome with the power of the subconscious.
Exactly.
But what about other areas of life? Did Murphy have any examples? Related to health, for instance.
He did. He shared a story about a woman who had been trying to conceive for years.
Oh, wow.
Doctors had given her very little hope, but she refused to give up. She started visualizing herself, holding a healthy baby in her arms. She used affirmations to shift her beliefs about fertility, and, incredibly, within a year, she became pregnant.
Wow. That's a powerful testament to the power of belief and the potential of the subconscious mind.
It truly is. These stories, and countless others in the book, demonstrate that the principles in the power of the subconscious mind aren't just abstract theories, they're practical tools for creating real and lasting change.
This deep dive has been absolutely mind-blowing so far. I feel like we've only just scratched the surface of this vast and fascinating subject.
There's always more to uncover, but we've covered some key takeaways. From Murphy's work, the subconscious mind is a force to be reckoned with, and thankfully, it's a force we can learn to harness through visualization, affirmations, gratitude, and a whole lot of mindful intention. Ultimately, we have more power to create the lives we desire than we often realize.
And on that empowering note, we'll wrap up part 2 of our deep dive into the power of the subconscious mind.
Be sure to join us for part 3, where we'll explore some final thoughts and practical tips for putting all this wisdom into action in your daily life.
Welcome back. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling energized after uncovering all these incredible insights. It's like we've been given this secret map to unlocking our full potential.
It's been quite a journey, hasn't it? We've explored this hidden realm of the subconscious, debunked some myths, and discovered that we have far more control over our thoughts, beliefs, and ultimately our reality than we might have thought.
Absolutely. But now that we've absorbed all this amazing information, the big question is, how do we actually integrate it into our lives? How do we make these techniques a part of our daily routine so we can truly harness the power of the subconscious?
That's the key, isn't it? It's not enough to just understand these concepts intellectually.
Right.
We have to put them into practice. And the good news is Murphy offers some very practical guidance on how to do just that.
Okay, I'm ready for some action steps. Where do we begin?
Well, one of the most important things is to cultivate a regular practice of mindfulness.
When you say mindfulness, are you talking about meditation?
Meditation is certainly a fantastic tool for developing mindfulness, but it's not the only way.
All right.
Mindfulness is simply about being present, in the moment, aware of your thoughts and feelings, without judgment. It's about noticing that inner chatter and choosing which thoughts to engage with and which ones to let go of.
So it's about becoming the observer of our own minds.
Exactly.
So rather than getting swept away by every thought and emotion.
And this ties into another practice Murphy emphasizes, gratitude.
Right, gratitude.
Making even just a few moments each day to reflect on what you're thankful for sends powerful signals to your subconscious, shifting your energy towards abundance and positivity.
I've heard about keeping a gratitude journal, actually writing down what you're grateful for.
Yeah.
Do you think that's helpful?
Absolutely. It helps solidify those positive feelings and makes gratitude a more conscious practice. But even if you don't keep a journal, simply taking a mental inventory of what you appreciate throughout the day could have a profound impact.
Yeah.
It could be something as simple as a warm cup of coffee, a beautiful sunset, or a kind word from a friend.
Those little moments of appreciation can really shift your perspective.
Absolutely.
And what about affirmations? Any tips on how to make them more effective?
Yes, choose affirmations that truly resonate with you. Not just generic ones you find online.
Okay.
Write them down and repeat them regularly, ideally out loud.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, phrase them in the present tense as if the desired outcome is already happening.
I've seen people write affirmations on sticky notes and put them around their house or office. Is that a good strategy?
It's a great way to keep them top of mind. You can even set reminders on your phone to repeat them throughout the day. The key is consistency and repetition.
And of course, we can't forget about visualization. I remember you mentioned that the best time to visualize is right before bed.
It's a great time because your mind is more receptive in that relaxed state. But honestly, you can visualize anytime, anywhere. Find a quiet spot, close your eyes, and create a vivid mental picture of yourself achieving your goals, experiencing your dreams, living your ideal life.
And the key is to make it as real as possible, right? Engage all your senses.
Yeah.
See it, hear it, feel it. The more immersive the experience, the more powerful the impact on the subconscious.
You got it. But amidst all this excitement about these techniques, it's important to remember that transforming your subconscious mind is a process.
Right.
It's not a quick fix. It's a journey. There will be times when those old negative thought patterns try to creep back in.
So what do we do when we hit those inevitable roadblocks?
The key is to be patient with yourself and persistent in your efforts. Remember, the subconscious mind is like a muscle. The more you exercise it in a positive way, the stronger it becomes. Don't get discouraged if you have setbacks. Just keep practicing. Keep refining your techniques and keep believing in the power of your own mind.
It's like learning any new skill. It takes time, effort, and consistency.
Exactly.
But the rewards are immeasurable.
They truly are. By harnessing the power of the subconscious mind, we can unlock our true potential and create a life that is aligned with our deepest desires and highest aspirations.
Wow. This deep dive has been truly eye-opening and inspiring. I hope our listeners are feeling empowered to take control of their subconscious minds and create the lives they've always dreamed of.
As Joseph Murphy so eloquently put it, your subconscious mind is a sleeping giant. When awakened and directed, it can do anything you wish.
So, dear listeners, go forth and awaken your sleeping giants. A huge thank you to our amazing expert for guiding us through this incredible exploration of the subconscious mind.
It's been my pleasure.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep into the mysteries of the mind.
Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this podcast, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Build Strong Habits. Let us know in the comments how you feel about it and what topics you'd love to hear next. Always remember, we're here to build strong habits together.